What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran, and we're going back to their self-titled 1993 album, colloquially called the Wedding Album, because I believe it's the band members' families that the arrangement of wedding pictures on the cover. We're going to listen to a tune that was recently brought up after I got this album. I reacted to the opening tune, Too Much Information. It was brilliant, really sort of blew my mind. Go check out the reaction if you're interested. But I believe when I reacted to that one, a couple people brought up Love Voodoo, and they said that's a really good tune too. For now, I'm skipping over Ordinary World, but I am going to actually react to the one on this album because the single version that I reacted to as part of the 1998 Greatest compilation, Izzy World, and I think maybe one other person was saying it is actually a little bit different. There's more of an instrumental section, or it's like the instrumental section takes a little bit longer to unpack and unfold. So I am going to come back and react to that, but I did want to get to another tune that, as far as I know, I have no memory of this, I have no recollection of it. I do remember the material from this album. I mentioned it before, that Come Undone and Ordinary World. I remember hearing them on the radio, I remember seeing them on MTV and thinking like, wow, like, Duran Duran, like, not only are they still going, but they have this cool sound. It's almost like they've kind of reinvented themselves, which is interesting because now I understand it's not even so much they've reinvented themselves, or if they have, they've reinvented themselves like 10, 13, 15 times, because my understanding is that they just pursued these different walkways of their styles and made albums that, I think the big thing, it's a little more house and electronic driven, and then there's another one, I think it's the early 90s, it's very like guitar driven, and then again they've had like more pop and synth oriented albums. So what I would say to myself back then is actually, they're just exploring all the different things that their skill set and their creative compositional process is capable of getting at. So and then the 1990s me would be like, what the hell, like, what are you doing here? Nevertheless, my silliness aside, let's listen to Love Voodoo, the third tune on their 1993 self-titled album. And again, as far as I know, I haven't heard this, but if if it strikes a chord when it starts, I'll certainly let you know. Not at the start, anyway. I do like the sort of, ooh, that female voice is nice.
Truth, it's much too late, so what's the use in fighting?
I was gonna say it's kind of a smooth groove, but those lyrics are like,
one day you'll turn up to begin and find there's nothing left but innuendo.
oh, nothing left but innuendo. Yeah, I don't remember this. It's like there's a malaise over the track. It's like, I like the vocal progression in that part. He tries to what? Oh, try to prove that I can resist you? Hypnotized by the wiles of this other person. I love that. Ooh, wow. You shelter me from liberty. You shelter me from liberty. I love that line. It doesn't please me sometimes. Oof. I like that little transition into the next measure. Oh, there's some real interesting psychology between these two people. I'm just gonna keep saying it. I love LeBron's voice, man. It's like he does sort of like bend and like manipulate the melodies he sings. Some like breathy kind of vocal elements, and there's like there's the percussive groove, but also like some synth like stabs and slices, it sounds like. Strip it down, come on. And that, again, it felt like being hypnotized by the repetition of that. Come on. This is a great song. I mean, this album, like, I know 2 songs from it already. They're 2 of my favorite historical Duran Duran songs. Then we had Too Much Information, and now this. 4 for 4. Like, these are all ace tunes. And again, the Night After Night, like, this is not, something he or this other person did once. This is an ongoing battle of wits, battle of, erotic, erotic wit. I love the layering in this. And that those little, like, keyboard, like, synth elements, it's a subtle detail, but it carries a lot of weight. That's really, really good. I mentioned before, never will I be very fond of the fade out ending, but I don't blame that on any band or any artist. I feel like that's just something that, labels and people who are putting together the releases thought was like, that's just the way you do it. Nevertheless, I enjoyed that a lot. I'd like to listen to the lyrics more. I feel like I did pick up on, more than some of the other songs I listened to them, where it's like, the meaning or the themes are a bit more opaque, or maybe I'm more distracted by the sonics of the tune. Like that happened I think with The Chauffeur, where the sonics were just so crazy, and even the sort of like the timbre of his voice like blew my mind. So as I got to the end of that, I was blown away, but I wasn't quite sure what the lyrics were getting at. Whereas this one, I do feel like there's this dance which is perhaps physical but also emotional and psychological between the narrator and this partner, where at first it feels like, they're sort of like, they're under the yoke of, they're being manipulated by this other person, but then there's sort of, it turns around and it's like, actually you didn't realize I've been pulling your strings the whole time. Really fascinating. So yeah, I want to listen to that one again and sort of, digest the sort of intense psychological themes going on. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if there's another tune on this album you'd like to hear a reaction to. I'm going to get through the whole thing eventually, and as I said, I am going to go back and do the album version of Ordinary World, but love to hear if there's another tune or another song that you really enjoy and you'd like to, give me a little context or setup for. So other than that, thank you to all the people that have been listening and watching to the Duran Duran reactions. You people are awesome, and you're excuse me, you're enhancing my experience of these tunes and appreciation of just what this band has done over 40 years, 40 plus years now. So yeah, big ups to them and big ups to all of you. Thank you for listening and watching. I'll see you next time.